Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the garage. Thanks for coming by again. Today, we're going to be installing a steering wheel. Stick around. So this is an original GM steering wheel. It's actually a ZL1 steering wheel in Alcanterra. And I like the Alcanterra. As you know, I put in an Alcanterra boot and shift knob. I'll post that at the end of the video on an end screen. Brand new from the factory. I had originally ordered it from Summit, and after it was on back order for 6 weeks, they emailed me and told me they were going to cancel the order. So I went ahead and emailed them and said, fine, cancel it. I don't want to wait 10 weeks for it. So I turned around and bought this from GM Parts and had it in less than a week. It was $20 more. So anyway, let's get started and put this on. So because we're going to be disconnecting the airbag, I'm going to want to disconnect the negative terminal of the battery. Before I do that, I open up the driver's door. You can open up both doors if you want. That drops the windows down so it doesn't tear the seal out if you need to get in the car, which of course we are. I'm just going to take off the negative side of the battery here because we don't want that airbag going off. Put that nut back on there. The rag is so I don't lock the trunk because there's no battery to unlock it. I'd have to go in through the back seat. All right, let's go inside. So we need to have the wheel upside down in order to get to the pins in the back to get the wheel off. You can either do this with car off. It still turns. You just have to have the key in, the ignition, or you can start the car before you do the battery and turn it easier. Anyway, it needs to be upside down. So since the angle of the car is so difficult to show you, I'm going to show you on the new wheel what I'm going to do. I have a small screwdriver. So this steering wheel would be sitting like this right now in the car. And these kind of go in at an angle. You can feel it starts to go in there. And there are springs in there. I can feel the spring. See the spring move? That is what's going to disconnect the airbag. So you can pull it and then pull on this side a little bit. And then this side, pull on the airbag a little bit and it should come out. Got the one side done. Here's the other side. I had to get a little smaller screwdriver. The other one was too long. It was running into the gauge. That airbag is surprisingly heavy. So you can see the two airbag connections. There's a gray one and an orange one. They're color coded, so you can't mix them up. Gray, yellow, yellow, gray. Okay, so the dangerous part is done. Set that aside. And there is a connector right here that we need to get loose. And a Torx. So this is what the connector looks like that we're going to need to disconnect. So let's go ahead and do that. So you can see there, all you got to do is press down on that little tab and then pull it out. There we go. Disconnect this. We'll be done. Alright, so what we have here is a T50 Torx bit, and I have it reduced up to, or adapted up to a 1/2 inch drive. I already broke this loose. It's still pretty tight. And when I went to loosen it, the steering wheel got locked, so I'm going to unlock it just so I'm not stressing it out when I go to pull the steering wheel off. So let me show you something. You'll notice on the steering wheel, the line right here and the line on the inside, you want to make sure those lines match up on the new wheel when you go to put it on. We got this disconnected, airbags out. The two connectors for the airbag just slip through the slot, and there we go. Get the new steering wheel, make sure it's upside down like the other one. Feed the airbag connectors through. You can see here, this part rotates, so you have to make sure that that is perfectly lined up. There we go. I was just bumping into that plastic piece on the top. I thought it was lined up, but it had moved around. We're going to put the bolt back in. So the two marks line up perfectly. So I know I have the steering wheel on correctly, so it's not going to be sideways when I'm going straight down the road. I'm going to tighten it for now, and then I'm going to look up the torque spec. Okay, so it looks like, wow, I didn't realize it wasn't tightened that tight. 22 foot-pounds is all that takes. So it sure felt a lot tighter than that. Use paint in order to place match marks on steering wheel and on the steering column shaft. I guess that's so you know if it moved or not when you go back in there. I'm not quite sure, but 22 foot-pounds is all. That should be easy. Alright, well that's 22 foot-pounds. One notable thing to mention about the airbag system: when you disconnect the battery, the service manual tells you to wait at least 2 minutes. That's because a supplemental restraint system has a backup power in case there's a collision that obviously takes power away from the car. The airbags still have to deploy, so they have a little bit of reserve power. So wait 2 minutes at least. I would wait a little longer before you disconnect. Otherwise, there's still a possibility the airbags could deploy in your face. So now all we have to do is plug back in the harness. Plug in the airbag, and we should be good. Okay, that's clipped in. Hook these back up to the airbag. So these can only go on one direction, as well as orange to orange and gray to gray. Once you put them on there, just press the locks down. Now we're going to power up the car and hope the airbags don't deploy. Alright, power to the car is connected and it didn't blow up. Alright, let's hope it don't pop. Okay, well, it didn't. Of course, the radio came on, and that came on. I don't know why it's telling me to do the passenger window, because I never even lowered that. But I did do the driver's side, so I'm going to go ahead and adjust that, even though it didn't tell me to. Well, that wheel definitely feels good. Cruise control works. Radio is currently powered off. Alright, well, it looks like volume controls work. I don't have my phone out here, so...
Radio is currently powered off. Please turn on the radio before using the voice recognition feature. Please say a command.
Call. Call.
Please say a phone book name. You may also say a number and goodbye.
Alright, well that seems to be working. So, awesome. Hey, well thanks everybody for checking out the channel, coming to the garage. Check me out on Instagram at fastenough_ZL1. Give me a like, subscribe, check out my other videos. Have a great day. Thanks.